The film begins with a flashback of our main character, Mickey. Before becoming a boss, Mickey was an outstanding student who received a scholarship to Oxford. Living in poverty, he had to make ends meet by becoming a marijuana courier for his wealthy classmates. In his illegal business, Mickey faced many problems and didn't hesitate to deal with anyone who got in his way. With intelligence, bravery, and great ambition, Mickey managed to become the top boss in the marijuana world. As he began to age, Mickey decided to sell his big business to Matthew, who happens to be a close friend and also a big marijuana boss. Before buying Mickey's company, Matthew wanted to understand the strategy that successfully cultivated 50 tons of marijuana every year without getting caught by the authorities. Since Mickey considered Matthew a trustworthy friend, he finally took Matthew to one of his marijuana farm locations. Meanwhile, we are taken to a media company, where Fletcher, a detective, is tasked with spying on Mickey to find his flaws, which would then be reported to Dave, the media company's big boss. Dave disliked Mickey because at a meeting, Mickey had deliberately ignored a handshake from Dave, embarrassing him in front of the elite attendees. Mickey did this as revenge for Dave's past publication of negative information that damaged Mickey's reputation. Back to Mickey, who went with Matthew to one of Mickey's marijuana farms. The farm is located in a forest owned by Mickey. To conceal the farm, Mickey opened the area as a public tourist spot, to avoid suspicion from tax and customs officials about the source of his wealth. Mickey worked part-time as a contractor, renovating homes for the wealthy. We are then shown Mickey's marijuana farm through a container filled with tools, under which there is a large underground space with thousands of marijuana plants and high-tech equipment resembling modern agriculture. Matthew then asked Mickey, "If this business is so profitable, why are you selling it?" Mickey replied that his age was advancing, and maintaining this business without getting caught by the authorities was very complicated, requiring bribery here and there. Considering Mickey's business history filled with crimes, it would be very challenging to sustain it. The scene shifts to a young entrepreneur from China named Dry Eye, who has a gambling business. Dry Eye heard that the marijuana kingpin was selling his business and planned to buy it. The scene then moves to Mickey's wife, Rosalind, who owns a luxury car modification business. In her office, Mickey is waiting to spend time with her. However, because Rosalind is a busy career woman, she asks Mickey to hold his desires. As a wife, Rosalind also reminds Mickey to reconsider selling his business because there would be enemies trying to sabotage it to lower its price. Then Rosalind meets Dry Eye, who turns out to be a supplier of car spare parts. Dry Eye is willing to provide the spare parts for free as long as Rosalind arranges a meeting with Mickey. Dry Eye then meets with Mickey, where Raymond, Mickey's right-hand man, is also present. Raymond dislikes Dry Eye's direct approach without any business etiquette, causing an awkward situation that makes Mickey uncomfortable. Feeling disrespected by Dry Eye, Mickey has a fleeting thought of insulting him, showing how fierce and dangerous he can be, but he refrains because he knows a better way to deal with someone like Dry Eye. The scene shifts to the marijuana farm, where a group of young people wearing masks sneaks into the farm. It's unclear how they discovered the location, but they intend to take some plants. Their action is thwarted by several older guards, leading to a brawl. The young people casually record the entire incident to upload on YouTube. Their fighting style appears highly trained, and the guards are overpowered. One of the guards reports the incident to Mickey, informing him that several plants and boxes of ready-to-ship marijuana have been stolen by highly trained individuals, likely with a skilled trainer behind them. The scene then moves to the trainer of those young people. The trainer is interrupted by some kids, whom he quickly deals with. The trainer is then informed by his trainees that they successfully stole several kilos of marijuana. The trainer panics, knowing they stole from a major grower whose owner is certainly not to be trifled with. Back to Mickey. He is informed by Raymond about the video of the farm robbery uploaded to YouTube, causing Mickey to worry as the information about his farm is now public, potentially lowering the sale value of his marijuana business. Mickey's wife immediately suspects that this must be Matthew's doing, as Matthew previously disagreed with Mickey's offered price. Mickey then meets with a nobleman who is his backer and old friend, also benefiting from the business. This time, Mickey asks for help to close his old farm and open a new one. In return for his assistance, the nobleman asks Mickey to find his relative's missing daughter, Laura, who became a heroin addict and has been missing for a long time. Mickey is tasked with finding Laura and bringing her back home. For this mission, Mickey assigns Raymond and his men, who have gathered extensive information about Laura and her friends, to head to Laura's apartment. Initially, Raymond meets one of Laura's friends who refuses to let him in, so Raymond and his men break down the door. Raymond then takes Laura home, but her friends try to stop them, leading to a fight. Outside, Raymond's driver is harassed by some troublemakers. Not wanting any more issues, the driver gives the troublemakers some money to make them leave. But suddenly, rewind a bit to the scene where Raymond's men accidentally push one of Laura's friends, Aslan, causing him to fall from the apartment and die instantly. Upon realizing this, the young man quickly takes a photo with Aslan's body and flees, causing Raymond's men to scatter in search of these young men. One of them runs to his gangster hideout. As usual, the gangsters act tough and brave in numbers. But this time Raymond chooses to be polite by offering to exchange the young man's phone for money. However, his friend arrogantly demands more money while brandishing a machete and telling Raymond to leave. When politeness is not appreciated, that's when Raymond takes firm action. Back to the coach. After interrogating his trainees, the coach goes to Raymond and takes responsibility by offering his and his trainees' services to Mickey until their debt is paid off. Raymond then asks the coach how his trainees got information about their marijuana farm, since it's not common knowledge. The coach then reveals Fook in the car trunk, Dry Eye's right-hand man. However, when Fook is taken out of the trunk, he escapes, but unfortunately he dies. Raymond then reports this to Mickey, stating that the person who ordered the young men to attack the farm was Fook, Dry Eye's right-hand man. Mickey immediately handles the situation, because Dry Eye is a subordinate of Lord George. Mickey meets with Lord George, a big boss in the drug business. Lord George doesn't like Mickey's presence because Mickey provokes him by boasting about his business, causing tension. It turns out that Lord George had been poisoned beforehand, a technique used by Mickey to interrogate. Seeing that Lord George seems to be telling the truth that he knows nothing about what Dry Eye has done, Mickey instructs Raymond to give him the antidote, which can cure him in 1 to 2 hours. After recovering, Lord George meets with Dry Eye to confirm if he indeed ordered the young men to steal and film the marijuana farm without his approval. But Dry Eye arrogantly says that it's time for the young to replace the old, which enrages Lord George, prompting him to order his men to shoot Dry Eye. But the guard instead shoot Lord George. At Lord George's funeral, it is revealed that the mastermind behind Dry Eye's actions is Matthew, whose goal was to lower the value of Mickey's business. After Lord George's funeral, Mickey is on the phone with his wife when suddenly a Russian man points a gun at him from behind. But the Russian is shot first by Raymond, saving Mickey's life. Hearing from the phone that his wife is being visited again by Dry Eye, Mickey panics and rushes to her. Back to Dry Eye, Rosalind points a small gun, but Dry Eye and his men think it's just a toy gun. Suddenly, Rosalind shoots 2 of Dry Eye's men. Since the gun only has 2 bullets, Dry Eye restrains Rosalind and threatens her, but fortunately, Mickey arrives and shoots Dry Eye. The scene shifts to the detective offering information about Matthew and Mickey's entire business to Raymond, as the detective has been following Mickey and Matthew wherever they go. The detective threatens to give this information to Dave if he has not paid the amount he requested. The scene shifts to Dave after he leaves his building. He is immediately picked up by the coach's trainees, and next to him is the coach. The coach tells Dave that last night he was given alcohol and then was intimate with a pig, which the coach recorded. The coach threatens that if Dave spreads information about Mickey from the detective, the video of Dave with the pig will be released. With this, all the information from the detective is no longer valuable because Dave will no longer dare to disturb Mickey. The coach then reports the results of his task to Raymond. Raymond gives him one more task, but before that, the coach requests that this be the last one, because he teaches his trainees to be good people, not gangsters. The next day, Mickey and Matthew tour Mickey's warehouse, where Matthew calculates the funds needed to repair Mickey's business because one location was exposed to the public, affecting the other farms, which lowered the selling price of Mickey's business. Mickey then tests Matthew's honesty by showing him Dry Eye's body, and Matthew pretends not to know him. Mickey then shows a video of the meeting between Matthew and Dry Eye, obtained from the detective, leaving Matthew speechless and unable to deny it. Mickey demands Matthew pay compensation for the trouble he caused, or he will be put in a freezer that will kill him within an hour. Moreover, because Matthew involved Rosalind in his deceitful plan, Mickey, as a husband, cannot accept this and asks Matthew to cut off 1 kilogram of his body, any part he chooses. If he refuses, Matthew will be put in the freezer. The next day, the detective and Raymond have a meeting where Raymond has evidence of the detective's past dirty deeds, obtained from the coach after searching the detective's house. After putting the detective in a box, the coach bids farewell as his task is complete. Under pressure, the detective finally provides crucial information. During Laura's rescue scene, one of her friends named Aslan, who is the son of a Russian oligarch, was present. The detective had sold information to Aslan's father about Aslan's death caused by Mickey's men. As a result of Raymond's actions, an assassination attempt on Mickey was also made by a hitman hired by Aslan's father, but was thwarted by Raymond. This time, Aslan's father is sure to hire another hitman to kill Mickey. Back to the coach, who receives a call from his trainee that they will save Mickey, so the coach rushes to join them. By chance, the coach sees 2 familiar people entering Raymond's residence and kills them. Meanwhile, 2 hitmen also manage to capture Mickey by posing as personal drivers, but the coach's trainees suddenly manage to kill the 2 hitmen. The shooting at Raymond's residence earlier made Raymond careless, allowing the detective to escape. The detective then turns his information into a film script to sell to a film company, claiming it is all fictional, even though it is not. When returning home, the detective plans to flee the country, but he gets into a taxi prepared by Raymond. After all these issues are resolved, Mickey can finally relax and decides to postpone his retirement for now, and the film ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.